Thing one, two. Mm. Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Just My Opinion, Sports Talk with Big J, coming to you from Plainfield, Illinois. As usual, we're going to be talking about the NBA. Seems like it's always something going on. News every day. A lot of conversations. People continue to debate as LeBron gets closer to setting the all-time scoring record. More and more haters seem to be coming out of the woodwork to, diminish the effort. And it's kind of interesting. I was listening to the radio this morning. I think it's on Sirius XM. Starting lineup with Frank Isola and Ryan Scalabrine. Anyway, guy called in on the show. Guy called in on the show to say that breaking the record didn't mean anything. So this is truly a LeBron, hater. Anyway, I'm going to talk about that later. First of all, let me look here. Want to talk about the Kyrie Irving trade. Kyrie just got traded away from New Jersey Nets to the Dallas Mavericks. And of course, a lot of people were being critical of Kyrie for, he apparently demanded a trade. And of course, the reason is, I'm sure, he wanted a new contract. Of course, he's eligible for this max, supposedly $200 million deal. And of course, the Jersey Nets didn't want to really pay him for that much money for that long. I think maybe 4-year deal or something like that. And the deal apparently they put on the table had some stipulations, and that apparently Kyrie's team and didn't like. So they basically rejected the offer and demanded a trade. I guess they felt there was no longer a need to even, continue to negotiate. So anyway, New Jersey very quickly accommodated Kyrie and traded him away. Now, the word is that Kyrie wanted to go to the Lakers. And apparently, I understand the Lakers did make an offer of Westbrook and a couple of first round or second round, draft picks that the Lakers have been holding on to. And maybe New Jersey wanted more than that, but also heard that the real reason they decided to go with the Dallas is because owner of the New Jersey Nets didn't want to give Kyrie the satisfaction of ending up exactly where he wanted to go. So he was no way going to trade him to LA because it's kind of like out of spite that he didn't want Irving to get his wish. So anyway, he ends up in Dallas. So the question becomes, what does he add to the Dallas Mavericks now? I've heard some pros and cons. It kind of surprised me because I think it's probably a good fit, with the Mavericks. But heard some commentary from some of the analysts that are really not that high on it. They don't think that Luka and Kyrie can necessarily play together because they're very similar in terms of being ball dominant. And, of course, the whole idea behind Kyrie going to the Dallas Mavericks is that Kyrie will be able to take over and still score the ball when Luka is on the bench and kind of carry the load, take some of the pressure off of Luka. And that may or may not be true. If you look at the Lakers or the Dallas Mavericks before Kyrie got traded, they had Dinwiddie. Spencer Dinwiddie was kind of playing that role, and before that, it was kind of like Jalen Brunson come in and take over the offensive load when Luka was out, and they were able to kind of maintain, some consistency. But the point is, I think the we're still hovering around 500, for the season. So Luka's a very ball dominant player, and kind of think that maybe Kyrie would probably be similar to when he played with Kevin Durant, is they would even take turns. One series, Kyrie would have the ball. In the other series, Durant, they take turns. So that might be the same thing that would happen, when they play in with Luka. They'd end up taking turns, dominating the ball. So that championship caliber ball, well, only time will tell. One thing though, I'm really kind of glad that Kyrie did not end up in LA, because I don't like the idea of people having expectations is because LeBron and Kyrie had some success in Cleveland, way back when, that would automatically carry over into, today. And I think it would have been too much pressure to expect that to really happen. Although I do think Kyrie would have helped, because anybody that can shoot is going to be a help to Lakers, because they're in desperate need of somebody who can shoot the ball. And when I say shoot, I'm talking about shooting on a consistent basis. So only time will tell. We shall see. Well, the other thing I wanted to talk about, many of you probably heard about the viral video of Stephen A. Smith versus Jay Williams, and it appeared to have gotten personal in terms of their back and forth conversation, talking about Kyrie, apparently, Jay Will uh, accused Stephen A of getting a little overly excited and emotional about his commentary surrounding Kyrie Irving, and Stephen A really took offense to that. I mean, at one point calling Jay Will ridiculous, and Jay Will was going right back at him, and I thought that was a little silly. I don't know why they would have had to make it, personal. If you want to know who started the personal issue, I think it was Jay Will using Stephen A of being overly emotional. He gets triggered, when the subject comes up. And anyway, it's all over, YouTube and stuff. But and apparently, First Take is Stephen A's show. So will Jay Will be back on the show? I think there's no way Stephen A would say ban him from the show, because that would be looking real petty, make Stephen A look like he couldn't handle criticism. So it's no chance of him cutting Jay Will out of the program. So he'll be back on, I'm sure. But anyway, little dust up, little controversy. Seems to be that's what actually call them what debate shows. With your Undisputed, your First Take, your First Things First, Speak for Yourself, all these shows. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is Barkley's, Charles Barkley. He has this reputation of saying, whatever he wants to say. They call it keeping it real. And, as I said before, as LeBron gets closer to this all-time scoring record, there's all this debate about the GOAT showing up, everywhere, particularly on Facebook. I've actually been involved in a couple of Facebook debates, and generally it starts off someone making a derogatory or critical mark or comparison against LeBron in favor of Michael Jordan. And so then you have all these, thousands of comments, and, I've been led to jump in occasionally. And of course, I'm arguing in favor of, LeBron. Although in reality, I don't think there's any such thing as the greatest of all time, but I think there's a lot of great players, but I don't think there's any one player that is the best, because there's different rules. Plus, people play different positions. So they're required to do different things. You look at, Jordan was primarily a scorer, so he scores more in terms of averages, probably has a lower shooting percentage, but, he shot the ball, I'm sure, a lot more times than LeBron. So when you're comparing those two, LeBron has a different game. And I think I ever heard one time Scottie Pippen even said that Jordan was not asked to do all the things that LeBron has to do, scoring, rebounding, assisting. So how do you compare two when they're required to do different things? So, this whole thing about, they talk about Kareem, or, Kareem is not bringing a ball up the floor, dribbling. Could Bird bring the ball up the floor whole game? Probably not. Jordan didn't bring the ball up the floor. Now, LeBron, and most of his career, has almost been playing like a point guard. He's actually been handling the ball, bringing the ball or so. How do you account for that? Well, anyway, I saw this comment that Charles Barkley had made, and it was the real difference between LeBron and Michael Jordan and Kobe was that LeBron was a nice guy. Now, why this is so funny to me is because, Barkley's on this one of these podcasts, and they were asking him to rank, his top players, and so he was ranking who he felt were the top players, and he had, of course, Michael 1, but he had LeBron as number 7. But his explanation is that LeBron was a nice guy. Kobe and MJ were not nice. He said, you never heard anybody refer to them as nice, They would kill you. And I'm thinking, how is that a negative? To be a nice guy. This is really a sick, twisted world where you get praise for being the so-called killer. What does that even mean? Michael and Kobe would kill you. Now think about that. What does that mean, kill you? Think Michael and Kobe would pull out a gun and shoot you in the head? Stab you in the back? How else do you kill a person? You can't kill a person by playing basketball. So what does it mean they were killers? And I've always had this thing, I think this whole concept of killer instinct is nonsense anyway. I always say, killer instinct, what good is that? What does that do? And I always say, okay, Kobe and Michael had killer instinct, LeBron doesn't. So what did the killer instinct do for Kobe and Michael Jordan? Well, Jordan won 6 championships. Yeah, he had killer instinct. If you ask somebody, does he have killer instinct during those 6 championships? Yeah. Okay. He lost 9. He played 15 years, so 9 times he lost. He didn't win a championship. So did he have killer instinct in those other 9 years? So that right away shows you the ridiculousness of its concept. Kobe played 20 years. He won 5 championships. Okay, did he have killer instinct in those 5 years? Yes. What about the other 15 years when he didn't win a championship? Did he have killer instinct? So what does killer instinct have to do with winning championships? Oh, such nonsense. But apparently Barkley holds it against LeBron that he was a nice guy. So if you're a nice guy, you can't be as good a basketball player as someone who is not a nice guy. Can you get any sillier than that? But a lot of people buy into that. Now, here's an interesting thought that I had about this whole championship thing. You know, they talk about, Michael Jordan is 6-0. That's one thing that someone posted on Facebook. You know, scoring title is not going to change or does not supersede 6-0. You know, so people in their mind, they're trying to diminish the accomplishment of, being the all-time leading scorer. So I asked people this on the 6-0. Michael went to 6 finals, won 6, but he only went to 6. Why? Because he couldn't get to any more. He could not get to more than 6 finals. Now, LeBron has been to 10 finals. So he's been to 4 more finals than Jordan. He's won 4 titles. Jordan has won 6. So Jordan has won 2 more titles than LeBron. Hey, follow me now. But LeBron has gotten to the finals 4 times more than Jordan. Now I ask you this. Is getting to the finals and losing better than not getting to the final? Who would you say had a better season? The person that got to the finals lost, or the person that didn't reach the finals? If a person was rational, they would admit that the person that got to the finals and lost had a better season than the person who never got to the finals. So under that scenario, Michael did better by 2 times, twice, because he won 2 more titles than LeBron. But LeBron did better than Michael 4 times, because he got to the finals 4 times more than Mike did. So that's just another way to look at that whole debate about, titles. I think it's really kind of overblown to try to evaluate players based on solely on the number of titles, because as we all know, titles are team accomplishments. They're not individuals. It's actually a team award. So anyway, that's my take on that. Now, finally, all-time scoring record. LeBron is, I think, 36 points away. He plays against the Thunder tonight and then Milwaukee on Thursday, I think. So he may or may not, break it tonight. One thing I'm concerned about, I hope he does it as soon as possible, because I am really afraid of him getting injured. Just think that it would be a shame for him to get that close and then get injured. I mean, even, of course, even if he got injured, he would probably break it the next year anyway. But I just want to get this whole thing, behind him, get it out of the way. So hopefully he'll do it tonight. You never know. So that's kind of my thoughts for today. We'll check with you all next time. Just my opinion.